catch up with you again, Em. You haven't done a lot of racing over here this year, or not?
No. Oh, we went to Dumfries and did a Classic Series because obviously that was where Nationals was, and then the Classic Series was a couple of maybe a month or 6 weeks before that. So we went up there to do that, and then so we did that one, and then maybe a local 10, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, so I guess it's been a bit of a transition year for you with what's happened in the family
Yeah, it has. It's been a really good year. We're racing for AWOL, so that's really good. We've had some really good racing abroad and stuff, and managed to do a few races with time trials, and so that was fun. So yeah, it's not been too bad.
Today we still don't know the result as yet, but what was the ride like? I mean, for a lot of riders, it's all about the ride. Not necessarily the result,
absolutely. Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. Sometimes you can win something and maybe you've not felt amazing, and then so you still feel a little bit disheartened, or you can like come third, fourth, or fifth, but you've had a really good ride, so you can kind of find a bit of a silver lining in that. And so it's all about the ride. So for me today, it says there's not a lot of wind, but it was definitely it said
the wind
cross.
was getting stronger.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? So you flew out on the way back, and then you had to really grovel on the way back. And I think although it's a 10, people think that it's quick, so you can just grovel through it. But for me, I think you need to be fresh, and you need to be able to punch, and you need to be going really well as well. So when the going gets tough, you can really kick over threshold, and I didn't really have that today. So I had COVID about 2 weeks ago after commies. And I went to celebrate with John, and then I've avoided it the whole time really, so it was bound to get me in at some point. So it got me then, and it did actually, I know a lot of people say, oh, it's just a cold, but then it does affect everybody differently. But I had about 10 days off, so I'm really glad that I could actually be here today to actually race, and then we've not had a very good week either. So with everything considering, I'm really glad that I managed to pin a number on and ride. That's really, really good. Because if you're physiologically, if you're not quite there, and then mentally, if you're not quite there, it tends really hard because you have to hurt. So I'm pleased all considering.
No, it's good to see a fairly strong field. I think there was as many women today as there was for 25 men. I know people are saying that the time trial scene this year is really quiet, and I saw the start sheet for this, and I thought, oh, fantastic, like Nia Evans, Joe Patterson, but then there's been a lot of DNSs, which is a real shame. But I think it just could be to do with COVID, who knows? But
COVID, and things are expensive. You need to get an Airbnb or hotel, and then everything else that comes along with it, and travelling and stuff. It soon adds up, which is a bit of a shame. But it's still a stellar field, and it's great to see so many good riders coming out for the 10 from around the UK, so that's really good.
I guess there's a lot of riders here, so it's nice to catch up. And
a lot of riders on the up and coming scene as well. People are really starting to put a lot of finesse into it. Everybody's got beautiful wheels and beautiful extensions these days. You can't just cheat and expect aero to get you anywhere these days. You need grunt and aerodynamics. So
how was your bike? 'Cause I think I've not seen you on a Trek before, have I?
No, so Trek's my road bike. So the actual bike is, it's it's my pride and joy this year. So it's not a team bike, it's something that I've got, and I've put a lot of time and effort into it. And I've got a beautiful paint job on it. I've got Revolver wheels on it, so sponsored by Revolver with the front tri-spoke, which is amazing. Watch Shop extensions, and it's actually a Cannondale Super Slice, which nobody knows because it's a really good sparkly paint job. And that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to race, because I was like, you know what, I've put a lot of time, effort and money into this bike, and it might not be going my best, but I really want to...
riding a 60 chainring?
Yeah, still right, yeah, definitely, I think Joss is actually on a 62, so...
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the bigger the better.
So what was the gearing like going out then?
Oh, really good. Flew on the way back. You're doing over 50k an hour, so you need a big one, really. And you fly up there. There was 2 motorway passes, so you flew up them. And it said cross, but it definitely felt like a tailwind, so you're spinning on the way out. Definitely wasn't grinding or spinning too much, so that was fine. So gearing's fine.
So what now for you? Because we're almost in September.
Yeah, do you know what? We've got a race every single weekend now until October the 16th.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so we've got quite a few UCI races. GP Bernays and then GP Formiers and La Haute in France. Quite a lot of UCI races with AWOL, and then we're going to do Chrono Donations as well, so that's TT at the end. And then we've got Joss Loudon and Dan Bigham's wedding in the middle of that as well. So we've got actually like 6 to 8 weeks that are really exciting to finish off the season with, so that's quite nice.
Well, yeah, and it's nice to take the season into October.
Yeah.
Because then the off season isn't too long.
Yeah, and it's like chunks as well. So okay, I've had COVID, 10 days off and everything, but I've still got something to look forward to. It's not like it's all over, so that's really nice. Yeah. So yeah, that's really good. So something to look forward to.
Am I going to get to look forward to seeing you next year on racing?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't actually know what I'm going to do, as in hopefully still race for AWOL and do some road racing with them. And I know the team's still going to be going strong, and if they have a calendar like they've had this year, then that's fantastic. And then focus on the time trials and straight through to nationals again, wherever in June, wherever that will be, I'm not sure yet. And then hopefully it'll be the same distance as the men. That's what the talk is anyway.
Yeah. And just a final one about racing UCI races.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of travel. It's quite a big thing to do it. A lot of travel.
Oh yeah.
And obviously the fields are strength and depth and everything. How have you found racing UCI?
Yeah, do you know what? It's been amazing. So the calendar that AWOL have had has been phenomenal, and they've got a really, really young team. So I'm like one of the senior members, but I don't feel it. I managed to muck in with everybody.
Still a girl to me.
Yeah. But I mean, we just did the tour of Uppsala in Sweden, and you suddenly realise like how much goes into that. So we don't have like loads of staff. It's literally like the girls' dads and a volunteer that helps out. So for us to be able to go over there, it requires, the driving takes 2 or 3 days, so they have to drive there, we had to fly, it's in the height of school holidays, the flights are extortionate. So for us to be able to have that experience, it's so much money from sponsors and things like that. And so you don't realise what actually goes into it. And then, we did ride London, but people don't realise how much goes into that as well. And, going to the continent every weekend, people...
It's a lot different to doing a National A or a National B.
Yeah, definitely. And everyone's got jobs or school or uni or college in between. So, you finish and you're exhausted and you have to recover. Then you have to train in between, and then you're tapering, and then you have to travel there, and you soon forget what goes into it. And when you're a team that's at the bottom of the rankings and you're having to do it all yourself, you soon start to wonder how much you lose in those extra watts or whatever, and you appreciate what really goes into it, like not even having enough kit that you need to wash it at night time. It's I don't think Trek so Prado would do that, but it's all part of it, isn't it? And you have to start somewhere, and it's all part of the experience.
It's an adventure.
It is. It's a proper adventure, and it makes you strong mentally and physically. So and the experiences is unreal. So yeah.
Good luck in the coming races then.
Thanks. Cheers. Thanks very much.